Okay, today's project is we're going to build an Adirondack chair out of 2x4s. So I have these plans I downloaded a couple years ago. It's from a company called Old World, or I think on Etsy it's OW Gardens. And if you just look up 2x4 Adirondack, you'll find it. It's $10 for the PDF that you can download right away. They do a nice job of laying out where to cut, what to cut, if there's any angles need cut. I'm not going to go through the sizes of all the cuts and all that stuff because I want you guys to buy the plans from them. I'm not trying to step on their toes. I'm just going to go through the process of putting it together. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so just as an example, I'm not going to go through cutting all of them with you, but I'm going to make a 36-inch cut here. So this is and this is actually my son's saw. It's a nice Hercules, is from Harbor Freight, but it's their top end, and it's actually a very nice saw. So anyway, we're going to measure out 36 inches. I don't think I said that the plans require basically 8 2x4x8s. So you can work that out how much that's going to cost you. It's about 2.5 times what it would have cost you when I bought the plans a couple years ago. So I just make a couple notches at 36 inches. Draw my straight line across and mark the boards. I'm going to paint them anyway, or stain them with a solid stain. So basically, just makes sense to mark them all so you can easily keep track of what they are. So this guy's got a clamp over here. Get into that. And let me bring this forward a little bit. About as close as I can get. Alright, so I don't know if you can see or not, but it actually casts a shadow down the blade so I can see where it's going to cut on the board before it cuts, which is nice. And I get that lined up the way I want to. Tighten down the clamp just to make sure nothing shifts on me. And cut it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So loosen the clamp, and I got my 36-inch board. I've got a bunch of these to cut, so I'll get those done and then I'll be back. Okay, I've got all the 2x4s cut to length, but now I've got some specialty cuts. So this one I want cut at 35 degrees, and I already moved the saw over to that. So I've got 2 of these boards. They're 32 inches long, and I have to get an idea where that's going to come down because I want it to come down right on the corner, and that looks pretty good. Okay, so crank that down, don't want anything moving. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. Right out to the corner. Good. Okay. Now, we need another one just like that. Not far enough. That looks about right. Tighten it down. And cut. On the other side, we want a 20-degree cut going this way, kind of making a little trapezoid, if you will, but 20 degrees on this side, not 35. So I'll loosen this up. Oh, hold on, there we go. Come back around this way. Come on, right there, right on 20. Now again, as I said before, unfortunately, I don't have a clamp on this side. I wish I did, but I don't. So this one, I'm going to have to hold it, but that's alright. Alright. Cut that off. So, lesser cut here, bigger angle over here. Same thing on this one. Alright. Right tool makes it so much easier. Okay. I may check the next cut and I'll be right back. Okay, this one is going to require a 15-degree cut on this side. But one thing's a little easier. It's the same cut on both ends. So on this end, I'm going out to this corner. And on this end, not moving the saw, I'm going to this corner. So how close am I on that? Nope. That looks pretty good. Crank that down because I can't really hold this one across my body. Alrighty, two 15-degree cuts. We gotta do that again. Like this one. Okay. Alrighty, and we've got one more cut with this saw, so let me check on that. Okay, this one is even easier. We're getting easier as we go. This one is also 15 degrees, but only on one end. The other end stays straight. So this one's got a little knot in it. I might as well get rid of that while I'm doing this. That's done. And one more. That looks like a nice end. Well, they both do. Doesn't really matter. So we've got okay. Now I do have one little touch I want to do, but it requires a different saw, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so up to now I've gone completely by the book, going by the plans I told you about. One little change I want to make is this piece here, which is the top one of these. There's 5 of them the same length, but this one, they had me just putting it in as a straight 2x4, and it kind of cut into my thighs when you sit down. It was just kind of sharp sticking up. So on this one, I kind of manually cut it, cut off a little piece. I'm going to take a shot at doing it on the table saw this time, and just slicing off a little bit of that corner to make it so it doesn't dig into you as much. So this is a slight variation. It's not in the plans, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, got out my old table saw. The idea being, I've got it beveled at 45 degrees. I can push this through, and I'm gonna, when I get close, I'll use a wood block to push it the rest of the way. You gotta be really careful with your fingers on this. But that's the best I can do to kind of take that corner off. So that's what we're gonna go for here. Not exactly what I had before, but I think it'll cut that corner off and it'll make it more comfortable to sit in. So anyway, just a little bit of a tweak. I don't want anybody hurting themselves on it, but I do think that's an improvement to the plans. What I'm going to do next, again, this is what you get from doing it the second time. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies in that chair, and I made the mistake of painting it after I had it all together before, and it was difficult down at the bottom of the back and so on. There's places where it's really hard to get to. So what I'm going to do this time around is I'm going to paint all the pieces before I put it together. So I'm going to lay everything out and get painting on it, and then we'll assemble. Okay? All right, sounds good. So there's the chair. I think it looks pretty comfortable. Anyway, I need to paint it. It's nice and hot and dry, so hopefully it won't take long to dry. I've got it laid out on this table here so I don't have to bend over and do a bunch of extra stuff. So get that painted and then come back and we'll put it together. Alright, just like that, it's magic. It's not only blue, it's very blue, but that's the color they picked, so it's what they got. I just realized we're running a little long. I think we're as long as we want to be in one video, so I'm going to make this a two-parter. Go ahead and end this one now, and then have a second video with the assembly. So that'll be coming soon. Don't forget to subscribe.